All right, welcome back to Ms. Herrera's ceramics class. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a spoon. So you guys have templates that I've given you, and there's two sizes. So here's another spoon. Obviously this one's a little bigger than this one, and I have not finished painting this one yet, but you see that they've got, this little one that's already painted has got a bigger scoop than this other blue one. So hoy vamos a hacer cucharas. Ustedes tienen el papel que han recogido en la escuela que le da dos tamaños de cucharas. So aquí está el papel. This is the template, folks, that we are going to work with to make these spoons. And again, there's two different sizes, so you can choose whichever size you want. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I've got this clay slab that I've already rolled out, and you guys know how to do that already. And then I prepared it by smoothing it out on both sides with my rib. You guys use your metal rib. So, este barro ya está preparado. No se le olvide, por favor, que necesita usar la costilla para alisar el barro de los dos lados. So, both sides have been smoothed and compressed with the rib. All right, this template I'm going to go ahead and cut in half so that I can choose which spoon I want to make. And I think I want to make this smaller one first. You can make both. They will both should fit on your clay slab. Just move this a little bit. Here we go. Or you can do one at a time, but you do have to make two. So I'm going to start with this spoon. And I'm going to go ahead and put it all the way to the edge so I have plenty of space, and I'm going to trace it. I'm going to take my pencil, and I'm going to go ahead and use my pencil sideways and just trace the design. So, el lápiz es para darle la vuelta al diseño, pero cuando hacen esto, acueste el lápiz un poquito para que no rompa el papel. Se puede hacer con un lápiz o un lapicero. So you see that I'm laying my lead down kind of at a diagonal. My pencil is at a diagonal so that it does not rip my paper. Remember that when you work with slab, you always have to let your slab dry a little bit. Okay, so here we go. This is now traced on there, and I'm going to make sure it's all the way around. So estoy asegurando que está completamente hecho todo alrededor. So I'm just making sure that it's been traced all the way around. Sometimes you miss a spot. And you, boom, you pull it off. So you can see that I have a line, like an indent here of a spoon. All you got to do now is you can use your knife or your needle tool, and we're going to cut this guy out. So I'm going to come in a little closer with you guys. There we go. And I'm going to start cutting. I'm going to go over here. And don't forget that this clay has sat out for about an hour or two, depending on how dry or warm your house is. And so that it is leather hard, okay? You don't want to work with clay that's super duper soft. It's got to be soft enough to shape, but not too soft. Here we go, this bottom part. And there we go. So when I cut this, I always make an outcut so that I can pull my shape off. All right. So aquí tenemos, ya se cortó la forma de la cuchara. Aquí está. Now, really important to know is that this part right here, the neck, is the most fragile part. So be really, 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 really careful with that part. Esta parte, la nuca, es la parte más frágil y ahí se puede quebrar. Now all you have to do, we're almost done. All you got to do is get some water and smooth your edge. You don't want any sharp edges, so make sure that you smooth this edge with a little bit of water. Vamos a suavizar las orillas para que no tengamos para que no haya esquinas que son filosas. Los dos lados, un lado después el otro. Un poquito de agua, no mucho. So you do one side and then the other side, nice and smooth. This is important, and if you want to do it with a sponge, you can absolutely do that with a sponge. Now the only thing left to shape this, okay? So I'm going to take this, which is the scoop, and I'm going to lay it on my hand, and I'm just going to start pinching a little bit, soportando la nuca con mucho cuidado. Empezamos a pellizcar despacito y formar esta parte de la cuchara. So you want it to be a little bit thinner. Okay, I'm thinning it out a little bit, and I'm also making it round. Estamos haciéndolo un poquito más delgado y un poquito redondo. And I'm being very careful with this part, which is the handle, right? So this is about it. All I got to do now is smooth it again. So eso es todo. Ya cuando está la forma, tenemos que suavizar las orillas otra vez. If you made any finger indents, you can smooth that as well. But that's my spoon, you guys. There it is. Now, I want it to sit raised like this. You can kind of see, right, that it bends. So what I'm going to do is I can either put my sponge there and let it rest on a sponge, or I can take a little piece of clay. So queremos soportar la forma, right, esa curva. So podemos dejar la esponja ahí mientras que se seca, o podemos ponerle un poquito de. So if you don't want to use your sponge, you can put a little bit of clay support. But please, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you've smoothed your edges really, really nicely. Of course, you're going to need to put plastic over it so that it dries really slowly. If it does not dry slowly, it's going to crack. So very, 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 very careful. And when these guys dry, when the spoon dries, you have to be even more careful transporting it to school for fire. Sometimes I take the back end. So esto se seca con plástico, bien despacito para que no se quiebra. Y se puede, si quiere, con esta parte de la aguja, hacer un hoyo aquí para guindarlo. So if you want to, this is another option. You can put a hole on the bottom of your handle so you can hang it. Just using the back part of your needle tool. Okay, and then just make sure that you smooth that little back part because it does give you a little ridge. Si le ponen un hoyo, tienen que alisar la parte de abajo, de atrás. A little bit of water goes a long way, right? Gonna open it up a little bit more, and that's it. You can, if you want to, put some texture into the handle. This one has a little bit of texture. Esta tiene un poco de textura. Si quieren ponerle un poquito de textura está bien, pero no se tiene que hacer eso. And that's it. This guy's finished. I'm going to work on the second one. Please make sure that you cover it lightly with plastic so that it does not break. And that's it. Good luck. Good luck.